place where we can go and be alone. So come away with me, nobody has to know where we gonna go. I was just calling to see if you're free to run away with me, to run away with me. Don't tell your friends, we'll let them know we're safe later on. The road's calling, sun on our skin, sleeping under stars when it's gone. I was just calling to see if you're free to run away with me, to run away with me, to run away with me, to run away with me.
对，米台吧。
啊，还有红红的迄个。
红的那啥？ 女生，对啊，
他是一个阿伯。
谢谢。
这个放骨头卫生纸。
好，谢谢。
谢谢。你请呢？
哦。
哎呀！
好加菜，好加。
你来打看买，但是很温暖的。
是啊，对啊。你咧露营哦？我一斤高半，你有看到我包。你吼，食啊底无啊哦，头毛摇一边摇一边哦，不舒服。
还佫出帅。
嘿，啊，所以规起帽子低起来较规。
要水晶